Opt-in forms for Canva? It's finally a real thing. Yes, absolutely. I am so happy that there is a third-party app in Canva that you can use now that will give you a fully functioning opt-in form that will go out to your ESP or email service provider and add the contact record. You can then start your sequences, your nurture sequences, your automations. It's a beautiful thing. What it does is it makes Canva's beautiful websites and landing pages useful to those of us that are trying to create businesses and grow businesses online. So, without any further ado, I'm going to show you what we're going to go through today. This is where we are. And this is a beautiful opt-in. It's an inline form. We got your download now. We've got another one down at the bottom of the page that is, that's best practices. The only thing is, this is only a representation of a form. It's not a real form. I can't put my name in there. I can't press the button. It's just an image. Until recently, uh, there wasn't an option to get a nice looking form on the Canva websites. You could put a link underneath the buttons that you create, and that works. That may work in certain case studies, but this is an option to actually have a form on your website or landing page. Now, I am going to forewarn you that this is new, and I think that it's only going to get better. Right now, you get a kind of old school form. I'm going to show you what we're working toward today. So here it is. I just changed some images and a little bit of color here, but it's the same basic layout. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to add a form. Okay, so we're going to go over to apps, and since I've been using Fluid Forms, it's already showing, but all you'd have to do would be search Fluid Forms in the apps section and it'll come up. And then now it is free, this part, and it is very basic, but let's go through it anyway. So I've already named it Canva Form. This is kind of a crazy play email for me, and I'm going to save those changes. Okay, and I saved the changes, but I didn't put any forms in there. And this is a little bit threw me off at first because they're asking questions, and no, I just want some fields. So it does ask here. Let's disregard that, the yes, no, the drop down. Just go to the title. It's named first name, you usually say. It's a text field. Then you come down to question 2. Again, kind of throws you off, but just put email in there, and when you do the drop down, you're going to find your different file form field format. Okay, so we've got that. We're going to say save the changes. All right, and then we're going to say add to design. Now, it's old school. It's very basic. And if you're using the free, you don't even get an opportunity to change the button color. So, that's a little bit, oh shoot, right? We really wanted to do more. But I've been around developers for quite a while, and this is the first iteration. Remember, start simple, get fancy later, and I think this is what they're doing. So we've got this thing, this form, and it's pretty basic. But guess what? Somewhere down here, it says, very small, it says upgrade to Fluid Forms Pro. Now, like I said, we've got a few applications that we are going to have to log into or sign up to get this thing going, this entire workflow. So I have already got my Pro Fluid Forms. I'm going to go over here and just gonna preface this. It's going to use Zapier, and Zapier isn't that hard, but you're going to have a free account, and you just have to kind of just keep your noodle going and figure out what you want Zapier to do for you. So I'm going to create a new form, and I'm going to call it, let's call it Canva. Canva, we could call it Fluid to Canva form. All right. And so when you have the Pro, you've got a few more customization options. So I'm just going to use a kind of a play email here, and we can upload your logo. I'm not going to do that right now. The only thing I'm going to do is I'm going to change this gray to some white. We don't have the option for a transparent background yet, but hopefully that will come as well as the inline are coming. And I'm just going to grab this. That's probably pretty ugly, but that's okay. On the submission, we're just going to say download now. Thank you. That just dropped down, and that was cool. We at least know that it's the new form then. Okay, we're going to make it flat, which doesn't really give it too much, these are pretty old school. So let's deal with that, and let's admit that we are going to use an 80% there and be satisfied. So we're going to save this form. We've created our form over here on the Fluid Forms dashboard. We have a form over on our Canva landing page, but our ultimate goal is to get our form submissions over to our Kit account. So the magic happens in Fluid Form's new automations. So we're going to go through this, and this is the Zapier part. And just going to go through it very, very slow. I am going to create a new workflow, and the reason I'm going to do that is because I don't want to mess with the one that's already working. So here, I'm just going to show you how to do this. This is basically Zapier over in Fluid Forms. Now, we're not going to use Copilot because I did test this out and it gave me something very weird. I'm using Fluid Forms and it wanted to connect me to Gravity Forms, and I said, okay, that's going in the wrong direction. So here we are. We've got create or edit your workflow. Now you've only got we're only going to use two steps. So with Zapier, you need a trigger, and Fluid Forms is going to be our trigger. So the first thing we're going to, as you can see, you can hook a whole boatload of stuff together using Zapier. We've got our Fluid Forms, and the action that we need to take, or the event that needs to happen, trigger event, is new form submission. That's pretty easy because it's the only option you have. Then you've got to connect your Fluid Forms account. Don't ask me why I have two. I do not know, but I'm going to choose one. Hopefully you'll only have one. Then we're going to continue. And you're going to choose a value here, form ID. Our form ID, remember, is the Fluid to Canva form. Remember, we named it that? So we're going to choose that. So far, so good. Here we go. We got continue. Now we're going to test. I am not going to guarantee that this test is going to work. Yay! All right, it worked. Okay, we've got our test to work here. And what it's doing, it's just pulling some records that we had already submitted to Fluid Forms. And that's a little bit of a caveat. Just fill out the form one time and get a record in your Fluid Forms. So we're going to continue with the selected record. Let's see. Okay, we got Fluid Forms set up. Now we've got to get the connection. All right, the connection is ConvertKit Now Kit. Okay, again, we have to select an event. The event is going to be The event I'm using is add subscriber to form. I have a form over on Kit, and I can't remember what its name is, but as soon as I see it, I'll remember which one we're using. I am going to add the subscriber to the form. You could add the subscriber to an email sequence. You could add it, you can tag it, which may be more relevant to what you're doing, but I'm taking the easy way out. You can also create and update a purchase. That's pretty cool. It's a lot of stuff. It's a lot of stuff you can do, but I'm doing the easy way out. Add subscriber to form. Well, it's going to ask me what form. I got to get my account first. All right, my account is hooked up. We are going to continue on. And now it's going to ask me what form. And I've got a few in here. And I am praying to Jesus that it's Claire Canva Fluid Demo. Yeah, that's it. That's the one. That's the one. For sure it is. And then this is it was a little confusing to me. So click into it, and then you see over here a / for field mapping. This is to map what the fluid form has to the forms in Kit. And I know that's a little bit, it's a little bit esoteric, but just follow me. Stick with me for a minute, okay? So I'm going to click this plus sign, and it's going to actually give me some email submissions that I've already had. I'm just going to click this email in here because it's already populated with this one of my hello such and such and such. And then the first name, I'm going to hit this plus sign because my first name over here is Gray. Right now, I am going to keep this at yes, opt into sequence. I feel like when I said no, that it did not work. And I've got some things set up over on Kit that is, it's auto opting, it's auto double opting, and it's doing something kind of strange. But right now, this works. And if you have to use double opt in, go ahead and do it. Go ahead and do it because it does give you a cleaner list. And if people really want your content, they are going to click confirm your email. I do it all the time. Double opt in doesn't bother me. So please don't get hung up on, I got to use double opt in because it really is the better choice. We're going to continue once again. And here we go. We got send subscribe to form to convert kit. Can't remember to call it kit anymore. But we're going to test this step. Let's test it. And it's working, and it says yes. It says a subscribe to form was sent to ConvertKit about 0 seconds ago. Now, I can publish this, but I'm not because I've already, the test was successful. I've really got a few too many workflows in there, and I'm not finding how to delete them yet, so I don't want to publish this one right this. Oh, I'm going to go ahead and publish it. What the hell? Okay, the zap was published. All right, we can close this now. Okay, so we have an untitled zap. We forgot to title it, but that is Zapier. And if you want any more clarification on that, reach out to me. Sometimes, when you're trying to do a demo, it doesn't really, what do you want to call it, articulate that well. So we've got our zap now. Almost done, I promise. We're going to jump back over to our form here, and we are going to grab a URL, open up our form, Fluid to Canva form. We're going to jump up here to share, and we got embed in Canva. Beautiful thing. Okay, a little bit of reading there. All you need to really do is copy the URL, click done. Now we're headed back to Canva, and all those instructions said, click the pencil, get rid of this. I always get rid of them. And then put your new copied link in there. And drum roll. Let's see what happens. I just don't know what's happening. All right, let's just see. Now, the developer did say that there's a lag between the form coming from Fluid Forms over to Canva. And I had this issue yesterday where the form came in and it was very weird looking. And he said, there's just a lag. You're going to have to wait. So we are going to wait, but I'm not going to have you hang out here. Let's just wait a little bit and see what happens. Okay. Where we left off last was we were waiting for that form to actually propagate over in Canva. Now, the developer, like I said, has told me that there is a lag and they are in communication with Canva. So after a patient wait, and I just left. So it was about 2 hours later, and I came back and the form was there, and it looks decent. Okay. I did give it my branding, burgundy there, but that's about it. And here's a caveat. We've got a lag between Fluid Forms. Remember these pipes, connections, coming over to Canva. That's going to be a delay. So just go grab a cup of coffee, relax, walk around the block, whatever, and the form will propagate where you can manipulate it a little bit better than what you saw me doing a little bit ago. At this point, I am able to, and I'll let you know, I'm going to preface this, it's still going to be another 15-minute wait. So at this point, this is a real form. I am going to say Gail is a good name. First name, and I'm going to use a little bit of a hack on if you ever need a lot of testing, use a Gmail and just a plus sign and a random number in case your ESP doesn't want to give you duplicate records. So we are going to download this. Thank you for submitting this form. We love you. We know that that's the message we gave it previously over there in Fluid Forms. And guess what? Nothing is going to really happen. Our goal is to get this contact record over into Kit, right? But guess what? Zapier, because I'm on a free account, it only runs every 15 minutes. So I've still got 15 minutes to wait until I can see if that particular record is over in my Kit account. So guess what? We're going to pause the tape. Said tape. I'm so sorry. We're going to pause this digital recording. We don't use tape anymore. See you in a minute. All right. We have waited 15 minutes for the zap to go from Canva through Fluid Forms over to Zapier, which is going to take our contact record over to Kit. Now, I know that sounds really convoluted, but all you had to do is go grab a cup of coffee or walk around the block and come back. And guess what? Guess what, people? Your contact record is over in Kit now. This is major. I'm so excited. I am going to calm down. Ramona, calm down. But here's my record. Here is my record. This is the record. I told you about those nonsensical numbers, the plus sign plus. That's the record that I had input into my Canva form, which means you can do so much now. You can start your delivery sequences. You can start your nurture sequences. You can tag your contact record so you know where they came from. This is big. This is big. Okay, that's about it. That was a long video and it was really a lot of steps. Now, I am so happy that Fluid Forms has finally broken the ice to get these opt-in forms on a website or a landing page. Do I feel like we need to add another subscription on top of Canva Pro? I really wish we didn't. I really wish we didn't have to. I think that's ridiculous. I think that Canva should buy Fluid Forms for a couple billion and just get it internally. Canva does so many things so well, and the opt in forms were lacking for so long, but I am happy. I am happy with where we are. I will gladly pay this developer. He's got some deals just to get those beautiful landing pages and websites working. Now we can go make some money. So it's a good day.